Hello there. Today's video is on CSS. I have a page with a paragraph, and that paragraph stuck inside of a div. Here's the HTML and CSS for it, and today's is going to be on, let's go ahead and put the div, curly braces, outline, and outline of say 10 pics of red and solid. Actually, I'm going to do double. Save that, refresh. There you go. Big deal. Looks the same thing as a border, right? Well, it's a little different than a border. So let's put a background color on it. Background of red, semicolon, save, refresh. You'll note that actually, let's do blue for the outline. You'll note that the outline doesn't have red in between the double border. If I do dot it, say 40 pics. There we go. It doesn't have the red behind it, and the difference between that is if I do a border in the same way, it's going to have a background of red behind the border. So the outline actually extends beyond the div. So div, oh wait, outline and refresh. So the outline actually extends outside of the div as opposed to the border, which is inside of the div. But you can still see the sides of it, which is not quite right. That's actually Firefox doing its default. Let's do a body with a margin of 0 pix and a padding of 0 pix, and we'll save that and refresh. Oh, why did I put 10 pix? 0 pix padding. There you go. The side outlines actually disappeared because there's nothing on either side of it. So that says the outline will overlap other HTML elements. So that's one thing that's important to remember. Let's wonder if I can actually do that. Put in some gibberish in there, and we save it and refresh it. Yeah, so the outline will actually overlap other HTML elements, I guess. So you can see that right there. The outline sticks beyond the HTML item that we're talking about, and the border will be inside of it. So let's change that outline back to a border. There it is right there. You can still see the gibberish at the bottom. Alright, so alright, well I guess that's a little quirk of outlines, and they're readily available. And there are a couple other tags that I want to talk about. Say, for example, you have all divs with an outline, and you want to affect this one particular div with a slightly different outline. So there's a outline width. So we'll do a style equals open quote outline width of 10 pix and close quote and refresh. So you can add a different property to it, the outline width. You can do outline color of green and semicolon, save, refresh. And there's an outline style of, let's say, solid, semicolon, not dolid. Man, I cannot type to save my life today. There we go, refresh. And a solid outline. There's actually several different shapes that you can do. You can do solid, you can do dotted, you can do dashed, refresh. You can do inset, one of the 3Ds, outset, another one of the 3Ds, groove, you can do, actually let's put a margin of 20 pix. There you go. Ooh, margin of 60 pix. There you go. So there's a groove. We did a outset. Well, the opposite of groove is ridge. Outset makes it look like it's poking out, apparently. Inset makes looks like it's caved into the page. There's hidden, which means that it doesn't show. It's pulling the dots from its parent item. There's so when you have a conflict in CSS, that's when hidden comes into play. There's none. There's inherit, which means it inherits from its parent item. This guy doesn't have it has a parent item, but it's not specified on its parent item, so that's why it has nothing. Man, that hidden's crazy. There's also color. There's color we didn't talk about. Color actually comes as plain colors such as blue or red or green, but that leaves a lot for interpretation to the browser, because you never know exactly what shade of orange you're going to get. You can also do hexadecimal codes, which will be, say, 77 units of red and 32 units of green and 90 units of blue. So we save that, refresh, adds up to make whatever that color is. This is a hexadecimal code, which means you can do all color, which means it's going to be white, and no color, which will be black. A minute ago you saw me use FF, which is not a number to most people, but this is hexadecimal, which means it's a base 16 counting system, so it runs from 0 to 9, much like our decimal counting system that we all use. It also then goes from A to F, because there's 6 extra digits in there, 16 total digits, and then it hits 10 through 19, just like our regular numbers, and then I guess it's 18 through F-teen, and then it hits 20 through 29. So there's 6 extra digits there, and you need to know about that. And if that seems a little bit confusing to you, oh, I don't need the hashtag there though for the plain color. If that seems a little bit confusing to you, there's a website called Color Lovers, which is awesome, especially since I'm colorblind. I love this website. You can explore that on your own time. And there we go. That's the whole video. So we've talked about outline color, outline width, outline style, and just plain outline. Hopefully you've learned something from this video, and you'll get to use this at some point in the future. And we've talked about how the difference is between outlines, width, and borders. And once again, just to show you that the outline extends beyond the div, let's go ahead and put a border on this instead, and you can see the red behind the border, but whenever you do outline, it doesn't show the red behind it because it's not actually inside of the div. The border is inside of the div. Alright, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the experience of this tutorial, why not share it with your friends?